Was that like the most pressure in your career, the Ed Sullivan Show?
It was insane.
More than even Johnny Carson, because that was a primetime Sunday night show. The world was watching. Talk about make or break an
And
appearance.
talk about, it was live, so everybody was. You did dress rehearsal, which was dead people and Girl Scouts.
Right.
So nobody laughed.
Right.
So they said, well, Joan Rivers is going to do 7.5 minutes tonight. Now you get the nighttime audience, and it goes to 11 minutes.
Wow.
Well, if you've gone longer, that means Edie Gourmet can't sing He Came Into My Life. He
Right.
can just sing I Came Into.
Yeah, you got to be dead. And Ed could hold a grudge. If you didn't do a good job or you screwed someone else over, if you went to 11 minutes, he would have fucked you good.
One time, somebody went short, and they came backstage to me, and it was all live.
Right.
And they said, stretch. And you know what I said to them? Tell my husband. Because Edgar would have killed me if I added material.
It was a great show.
It was a great show because you had to be live. You had no second chances.
When you did the Ed Sullivan Show, did your career change dramatically the next day?
Carson gave you New York, L.A., the big cities. Ed Sullivan gave you America. He put his arm around you. He has a little Joan Rivers.
Right.
The Midwest said welcome.
And he really, you think now that you think back on it, he was suffering from Alzheimer's disease back then.
He was at the end. Yeah, it was very, and she was wonderful. His wife, she protected him. She watched him.
It's an amazing story. Ed Sullivan was like a gossip columnist who got his own TV show. He was horrible on TV.
No personality.
But it made it good. He was so stiff and so out of it.
Right.
You loved it.
You love it. And the show was a great show. It was before everyone had their own specials. You saw everybody. You saw opera, and then Dolly Parton came out, and then Joan Rivers came out.
See,
it
that's
was
why
sort of like America's Got
Talent. That's why I was just going to say I like doing America's Got Talent because it has all these variety acts.
That's what makes it interesting.
It's fun.
It's fun, and it's not the same thing.
Oh, I lived for that Ed Sullivan
you
show.
could see Joan Rivers and bell ringers,
Yeah,
exactly.
Omar who spun the plates.
Yeah, and Topo Gigio and all those cool
And then
things.
right after that, Richard Burton would come out and do something from Shakespeare.
Would you send like Ed Sullivan a gift after you appeared? Like, I mean, you probably felt so grateful to him.
I loved him, and he loved me. And they would buy you your clothes for the show.
Wow.
And if they liked you,
you got to keep them.
They would walk upstairs, and they would say, Mr. Sullivan, it was a whole thing, would like you to have your gown.
Oh, wow.
But you never knew. You took it off, you hung it up, you put it in the closet. And then they would come in and say, Mr. Sullivan would like you to have your gown.
How many times did you appear on Ed Sullivan?
31 times.
31 times.
Made my life.
That's an accolade.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big deal.
And I adored him, because he liked me.
I mean, and how many female comics even got on at that point?
Little Joan Rivers.
Joan Rivers. Who else got on there? Toady Fields, maybe.
Toady was before me.
Out of 31 appearances, did you get to keep the gown every time, or there were times where he didn't feel you did
always
well?
got the gown.
Always got the gown.
He really liked me. Always got the gown.